Hello, friends. Hello. I am back. It's been about 2 months, but I am back now with your update for the upcoming Capricorn full moon next week. Energy update on that. I also want to talk a little bit about the summer solstice, but I'm just so excited to be back here with you all. Thank you so much for just giving me the space to take some time off. I really needed it, but I have to admit, I really missed working on the moon blog. I really missed diving in deep. I mean, I always work with the moon, so I was still obviously working with the moon, taking this break, but I really missed like the deep connection I have when I create these moon blogs. So it actually feels really good to be back. So, and actually feels so appropriate to come back with this Capricorn full moon that we have on June 21st, 2024, because the Capricorn full moon is momentum building, is ambition loving, and is very much believing in what it is that you are trying to create and the journey that it'll take for you to create what it is you want to create. So let's dive right on in. I'm going to talk about the Capricorn full moon, the energies of the Capricorn full moon, and I'm also going to talk about summer solstice because those energies actually are like paired really lovely with each other and they build off each other. And we have the summer solstice the day before the Capricorn full moon. So we have summer solstice on June 20th, 2024, which is the same day that the sun enters Cancer and we officially enter Cancer season, which makes me very excited as a Cancer sun and Cancer rising. It's my season. And then on the 21st, we have the Capricorn full moon. So let's talk a little bit about the summer solstice first, and then we'll dive into the Capricorn full moon. So summer solstice. Summer solstice is the longest day of daylight. It's the longest day of sunlight here on the Northern Hemisphere. It's the longest day of sunlight of the whole year. Now, when we're having the summer solstice here on the Northern Hemisphere, that means it's winter solstice for those on the Southern Hemisphere. So they're having the shortest day of the year. And when we talk about summer solstice, the energy is very young. It is the energy of the sun. It's the energy of action. It's the energy of energy. It's the energy of energy. It's very energizing energy, very solar energy. It's life affirming. It's very action oriented. And it's why often in summer, like we have more energy to produce, to socialize, to adventure, to play. This is very solar energy. And traditionally and around the world, when people celebrate summer solstice, it's really about celebrating the energy of the sun. I always like to call the sun the fire that helps things grow, because we know elements of fire can either be destructive or can be really constructive. And of course, the sun is a really beautiful example of that kind of element of fire that actually is very life affirming, that helps life grow. So with summer solstice, we want to honor that solar energy. We want to honor the sun. And there are literally infinite ways that we can do that. But some of the most common ways that people honor the sun and honor summer solstice is through, going to view sunrise or sunset. I'm hoping to meet up with some friends for sunset that night to do a little ritual for the sun and just enjoy the summer evening. Enjoying a summer evening is a beautiful way to celebrate summer solstice, allowing yourself to eat outdoors, to go watch the sunset, to gather with friends, to spend as much time outside enjoying that longest day of the year as possible. There's also a lot of people who do traditional bonfires. There's lots and lots of ways, but really if you have a practice to help you honor the energy of the sun, give gratitude to the sun that allows us to live on this beautiful, gorgeous, life-giving planet, then this is the day to do so. One thing that's important to note when we're talking about summer solstice, and honestly, when we're talking about any of the solstices and equinoxes, it's important for us to remember that it's really all about balance and that nature is always seeking balance. So while summer solstice is the longest day of the year, and we really get to celebrate that lengthening in solar energy, the summer solstice is also the day that demarcates, that delineates when the daytime actually stops growing and begins to shrink again. Because on summer solstice, as the sun hits that peak, that zenith of energy, it also, at that point in time, it shifts the balance again, which is why it's an important day. So on summer solstice, on that day of shift, on that day of transition, we've had the daytime lengthening since spring equinox. We've had the daytime lengthening and nighttime shortening. But now on summer solstice, we're going to have the opposite of that. So slowly but surely, very gradually, the day is actually going to get shorter and shorter as the night grows until we get to autumn equinox and we have equal night, equal day. And then we get to winter solstice when we'll have the longest night of the year and shortest day. And then we just repeat that cycle because nature always seeks balance. And that is a really important thing for us to remember because we're nature. I think sometimes we forget, but we are nature too. And so our body, our not only just our physical body and everything that resides within it, which is always seeking balance as well, but our energy is always seeking balance also. And that really plays very well into the energies of the Capricorn full moon that we have on June 21st, 2024. Now, another thing to note, again, it's all within the theme of balance. As on summer solstice, that also marks the day that we enter Cancer season. So Cancer season, a summer season begins with Cancer season. So the sun enters Cancer on the 20th, and then we have the full moon in Capricorn on the 21st. So when we have the full moon in Capricorn and we have the sun in Cancer, we have another theme of balance. And the theme of balance between that Capricorn moon and that Cancer sun is really balancing our professional ambitions with our personal acceptance, our personal life. Capricorn is the energy of motivation, ambitions, what it is we really want to create, our professional self, what we want to create and put out into this world. Some people may call that professional. Some people might call that just sharing. I consider it kind of professional, whatever your profession is. It's something that is a very outward movement of you sharing your energy with the world. So I'm going to stick with professional. And then Cancer is the energy of the home, of nurturing, of the self. Well, in some ways of self, more than Capricorn is. So let's talk a little bit about Capricorn and Cancer and that kind of polarity, I guess is the word between them, duality between them. So Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign and Cancer is the cardinal water sign. Cardinal energies are those that are instigators. They are the start of things. So for example, cardinal Cancer starts summer season, Capricorn starts winter season, right? So they're like the starting energy, they're initiatory energies. So Capricorn is this very cardinal earth energy. It's very grounded, it's very supported, and it believes in sustainability. So when we think about Capricorn energy and its ambition and its motivation, it's very different than the ambition of, like, say, a fire sign, like an Aries, for example. Capricorn is all about like getting to a goal and feeling rewarded in achieving that goal. But Capricorn also is about the journey, the actual steps, the sustainable journey it takes to get to that goal. Capricorn has a lot more patience and a lot more, like, has more capacity for duration, I guess I should say, than say an Aries energy that's like, let's do the thing, let's do it right here, right now. And if it doesn't happen right here, right now, I'm moving on to something else. It's a little bit more like the Aries energy. The Capricorn's like, no, I'm committed, I'm dedicated, and I'm staying the course. So there's a level of kind of like dedication, commitment, and consistency. That's what I'm looking for, consistency that Capricorn brings to the table. Now, Cancer energy, which is the cardinal water sign, is very emotional, very sensitive, highly intuitive, extremely nurturing, and is all about creating a sense of safety. So like a sense of safety for self, sense of safety for others, sense of safety in home. Cancer is very much associated with home. Everything about being home, creating a safe home, creating a nurturing space, very Cancer. Whereas Capricorn is more about creating like almost like a system or a methodology that you want to share with this world. So while Cancer is a lot more personal, Capricorn is going to be a lot more impersonal, a lot more professional. So there's a very interesting dichotomy between those two. Now, in some of the more traditional astrologies, they also talk about Cancer being more of that like mother energy and Capricorn being more of that father energy. I think that's a little bit like gender normy. So I don't know if I necessarily will say it like that, but I'll say it more that we have with Cancer energy, this very nurturing home-based energy. And with Capricorn, we have a little bit more supportive, systemic, like career oriented, professional oriented energies. And that's kind of where that dichotomy is. Now, when I was feeling intuitively into the energies of this Capricorn full moon, I got the sense. So when I was connecting in, the first thing I felt was actually like a really supportive hand on my shoulder. I felt like someone was kind of like placing their hand on my shoulder, kind of keeping it there, like, you got this. But then it felt like it was almost like pushing me forward, gently but firmly, like pushing me forward. And the sense I got was like, we're actually being very much urged and encouraged to start taking forward steps again. I don't know about you all. I mean, you guys know I've taken a break for the last 2 months. So this is definitely me coming back in, like being pushed forward back in. But I've actually felt for the last few months like I didn't have the energy, the momentum, the motivation to act upon all the ideas that I had. And now I'm starting to feel like I do again. And that definitely feels like it's both summer solstice paired with this Capricorn full moon energy. I also, when I was connecting in intuitively with this full moon, I got a big activation in my sacral chakra, which is kind of in the womb space for those of us with female bodies, and the navel space for those without. So my sacral chakra, which is all about joy, authentic emotion, purpose, fulfillment, the pleasures of life. It got really, really activated. I felt a lot of energy flowing in there, and I actually heard the words. Hold on, I wrote it down so I remember. I heard the words, possibilities beyond your wildest dreams. Possibilities beyond your wildest dreams. So the sense I got from that was that, because when we think about full moons are always about an illumination and then a letting go, a release, like a harvest. So typically with a full moon, what gets illuminated is whatever it is that we actually want to release that's going to be in our best interest. So with this intuitive hit of like possibilities beyond your wildest dreams, the illumination that's coming forward for us is, what are we currently dreaming? Like, what is our current relationship with possibilities? Do we believe in our own possibilities? Do we actually believe that it's possible for us to achieve our dreams? Sometimes we really need to take stock of that, especially when we are actively living a life toward achieving certain goals or dreams. If our beliefs don't align with that, it's going to create some friction. Believe me, I know I've dealt with it in my own life numerous times, and I'm sure I will continue to. But then the moon comes in to help us. The moon comes in to help us illuminate, recognize, oh, there's a disparity here between my beliefs and what I actually want, right? And then the moon helps us to let it go, move into something that feels more supportive. So with this particular full moon, the theme that I identified is unlimit your possibilities. Now, I don't know if unlimit is actually a word, but it fits so well for this theme that I'm making it a word. And that's another thing with this full moon, is like, do it your own way. That's part of us unlimiting our possibilities, is recognizing, hey, we can do this our own way. We don't have to do it the way everyone else has done it before us. So unlimit your possibilities. And there was really this sense of like the Capricorn full moon with the energy of ambition and motivation and momentum paired with the nurturing, the love, the safety of Cancer. It's kind of this energy of encouraging, motivating us to believe in our dreams, to go after our dreams, but to do so in a way that keeps our safety, our own nurturing, our own energy in mind, right? So that we're not necessarily like focusing so much on our ambition that we're leaving behind other parts of our life that are equally as important, which Capricorn energy can do. We can get so into what it is we're creating, our ambition, that we kind of forget about like, what about our friends? What about our family? What about our like feeding ourselves? I do that sometimes. I definitely do that sometimes. So like I'm calling myself out. Yeah, so there's really this sense of balance, just like with the summer solstice, balancing light and dark, recognizing that they are both equally valuable, which is also something that nature's always teaching us. We also have this balance between Cancer Sun, Capricorn Moon, which is, yes, go after your dreams, be motivated, get dedicated, stay consistent, but also to stay sustainable in this, you have to nurture yourself. You have to prioritize home, family, relationships too. balance, balance. So that is a lot of the energy of this Capricorn full moon. What is a great way to work with this Capricorn full moon? Anything around unlimiting our beliefs, like anything we can do around belief work is going to be really, really powerful for this Capricorn full moon. And then also Capricorn full moon loves a list, loves a task list, loves a to-do list, loves strategy. So what I identified as a really good ritual for this particular Capricorn full moon is a little bit of a kind of reprogramming some beliefs paired with visioning how this can come true with some action steps. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is have a piece of paper, a journal, something like that. Identify one desire that you're currently trying to create, one goal, one desire that you want to create in your life, you're currently working towards. And that one thing, just take a moment in your journal, take a few minutes, and just write down any beliefs that are coming up as to why you don't think you're going to be able to achieve this goal, why you don't think this is going to come in. And maybe you don't have any, which is great, but you probably do. I'm just saying. The brain is an interesting thing. So just write down anything that's coming up that is a belief that's telling you I can't have this. Okay. Just do that first. Take a few moments. Don't get too deep into it. Just let them come up. Just write them down. Write them down. Get it out of your head. Get it out of your head. Write it down. Take a look at what you wrote. For each of those lines, I want you to take a look at the line you wrote. That's a limiting belief. And I want you to then rewrite that sentence with the belief you actually want to have. So for example, if your belief is you're going to launch something and your belief is nobody wants what I have to offer. Every time I launch, nothing happens. Like it's quiet. So the belief is nobody wants what I have to offer. So what you're going to want to do is take that sentence and rewrite it to what you want it to be, right? So if your belief is nobody wants what I have to offer, you're going to rewrite it as everybody wants what I have to offer. They just don't know I'm offering it. Right? Like that's something that you could write that you could still believe. And then you're going to cross out that first limiting belief. And so you're going to do that for each one of your sentences. Turn the limiting belief into something you actually want to believe. Read those through, take a few breaths, let that kind of land. And then from there, turn the page over or turn to a fresh piece of paper. And what you're going to want to do is take a look at your goal, look at your desire, and just list out. And again, you don't have to do this with like action steps. Like I'm going to do this by this date. I just want you to make a list of what are some things, some action steps you can do that will get you closer to this goal. Perhaps you know all the action steps you're going to need to take to actually achieve this goal, in which case, great, write them down. I'm not saying go do them all. I'm just saying write them down. And maybe you don't know yet. And that's okay too, because sometimes things unfold as we're doing it, right? But just make a list, let it be messy, let it be very like just all over the place, let it be as creative. No bad ideas here. We're not editing at this point. We're just letting things flow. And just make a list of some actions you can take that will get you closer to your goal. And that right there is enough for the full moon, for the ritual. From there, as we're kind of working with the the waning moon. Sorry, my brain. As we're working with the moon that's shrinking, as we move toward the new moon, we can still work on creating new beliefs, letting go of old beliefs. And then as we get to the next new moon, we can start looking at, okay, I want to start taking some of these action steps. But for this Capricorn full moon, just let yourself be inspired to write down some steps that come up, because this Capricorn full moon is very supportive. Capricorn is extremely pragmatic. So Capricorn full moon energy is going to be very supportive in giving you some really good ideas of how to get closer to where you want to be. So anyway, those are some ways to work with this Capricorn full moon and to work a bit with summer solstice as well. If you want more information, please check out the Moon blog, which is back now. You can find it linked below. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, save, and share. And if there's more that you'd like to see from me, please leave me a comment. I am actually behind the scenes right now working on some really exciting things, especially for moon-related content. And some other things I'm working on. It's very, very, very aligned with this Capricorn full moon, which is wanting to help us take more pragmatic action toward our goals. So as I've said many times, we'll continue to say moving forward, the more you work with the moon, the more the moon works with you. So I hope you all have a beautiful Capricorn full moon. May this Capricorn full moon illuminate your dreams and help you let go of any beliefs that are keeping you from your dreams. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.